Today, I am sharing with you 7 things I wish I knew before moving to Oakville, like the stuff your friends don't say out loud. This video will save you time, money, and at least 3, wait, what? Moments. Hey everyone, it's Alex. I help folks all over Toronto and Mississauga and anywhere migrate to Oakville, and I did the same thing. I traded lineups and street parking and the 2 a.m. Toronto shawarma for lake breezes, trails, and learning that everything here wraps up by 9 o'clock. Okay, so let's get into it. The first thing I wish someone told me is about the Oakville freeze. When you arrive from Toronto, you'll think, do people talk to each other? Winter here is like hibernation mode. Okay, there is hockey rinks and Netflix and maybe some suspicious eye contact at the grocery store, but then from April to October, that hits and it's like boom, sun's out, strollers out, patios full, and suddenly you've got 3 new couple friends because your kids collided at the splash pad. And how to fast track this winter Oakville freeze, maybe go join a rec center or some kids programs like the 16 Mile Creek or Joshua Creek Arena. You could also drop into the Bronte Harbor or downtown Oakville on weekends, walk, smile, and repeat. And honestly, say hi to people. Some neighborhoods even have WhatsApp group chats when someone's like, who owns the orange cat walking down the street? It's okay to join those. People are friendly out here. So you're not shy. You're literally just one patio season away from a Oakville social life. Okay. Second thing I wish someone told me is that it's definitely not cheaper moving from Toronto to Oakville. It's just different money math. Oakville isn't a bargain bin, okay? Housing is premium, groceries are not a steal, especially if you're shopping at Fortino's. And if you really love a good latte, those $6 to $7 lattes will find you quickly. But the 2 big things that actually surprised me is the land transfer tax outside of Toronto. You only pay 1 land transfer tax. And I did know that living in Toronto, but it definitely changed moving out to Oakville because it really made a difference only paying 1 land transfer tax. And the second thing is car and daily life. You will likely drive more out here, but you'll also park more easily. Parking in Toronto is awful. You'll waste less time and you'll spend less on parking tickets because, let's face it, when you're in Toronto, you don't really pay for parking tickets. And I would rather get one $30 ticket downtown Oakville than pay for parking every day. It's also more spacious out here. And if you have kids out here, you will thank me for this. Number 3 is the commute is fine. Just get to your go rhythm and know your address. Everyone asks me about the commute and the short answer is Oakville works if you plan for it, okay? There's 2 GO stations. There's Oakville at Trafalgar and QEW area, and then there's Bronte that's just off of QEW as well between Bronte and 3rd Line. Depending on which one you go to, it's about 40 to 50 minutes to Union Station. And if you are a driver, you've got the QEW, 403 and 407, but there is traffic. And no, it's not like the daily trench warfare you think, especially if you're 2 to 3 days hybrid, okay? That QEW traffic is awful. And I would definitely recommend GO training over driving to the city any day. My pro tip for this one is choose your neighborhood after you've done real life train times. Come out here, explore the neighborhoods, and if you're a couple, maybe one of you GO trains back to the city and one of you drives and see which one is faster. So the 4th thing I wish someone told me is Oakville doesn't have a one style fits all. Toronto neighborhoods have archetypes. Oakville has micro vibes that change your daily life. And what I mean by this is Old Oakville and Harbor, there's heritage streets, there's boutiques, there's lakefront walks. Kind of feels like a European weekend, but with Canadian weather. Morrison and southeast, you find the privacy, the big lots, and the beautiful architecture. Also tree-lined streets and heritage. There's also a lot of construction down there, a lot of custom builds. Southwest and Coronation, you're getting parkland, you're getting lake energy, you're getting still rebuilds, but it's still a family vibe, and there's an epic park at Coronation Park. Bronte Village, you do get the marinas, the patios, the ice cream, and the beautiful pictures that will be your home screen. Glen Abbey, River Oaks, West Oak trails are the classic family pockets. It's the everyone needs to go to Costco, so let's all run together. Joshua Creek and North Oakville are the newer homes, modern layouts, fast highway access, and if you're done your renos, you'll be happy there. What I wish I knew is in some freehold towns, you actually have what's called a parcel of tied land. So you will have a small maintenance fee when you buy one of these townhomes. And yes, the floor plans matter more than just your fancy faucets over here. Okay. The 5th thing I wish someone told me is nights are quieter, but weekends are better. If you live for 11 p.m. dinners or 2 a.m. karaoke, then don't come to Oakville, honestly. Oakville shines from early mornings to early evenings, okay? We got farmers markets, we got sports, we got lake walks, patios, backyard dinners. After 10 p.m., you usually hear crickets, okay? It's beautiful, it's peaceful, it's quiet, and the crickets really aren't that bad. And maybe your neighbor has, an outdoor speaker with some 90s hits on, but they're politely quiet. But what I love about it is the patio culture here in Oakville, especially in Bronte and downtown. You also have, honestly, over 200 kilometers of trails for bikes and strollers, and we just need a nap. So I'm gonna take my kid on a stroll around the trails and they're gonna fall asleep. There's lots of family first events and summer nights, but you actually find parking near the waterfront here versus Toronto. And let's be honest, you didn't move here for the nightclubs, you moved here for Saturdays that don't feel like the logistics Olympics, okay? Sixth thing I wish someone told me is driving is genuinely easier, but school zones and left-hand manners will humble you, okay? That 8 to 9 a.m. trying to drop your kid off to school is a nightmare, but that's all the traffic is. Parking is way better, lane changes are better, people are more polite when they're driving, but Oakville does have its quirks, okay? In the winter here, you actually own a snow brush, okay? So congratulations. And if you can merge onto the QEW without muttering, you're officially a local. And the seventh thing I wish someone told me is the hidden costs are not so hidden, okay? Just poorly advertised. The stuff I wish I budgeted for on day one is utilities. You are probably gonna have a bigger space, so your heating, your cooling, your electrical, your gas is definitely going to be more. Obviously it swings by seasons, and water is usage based. Also, you probably have your phone or internet, that's probably about the same, but if you need boosters for your house because you have such a big house, those are additional costs. Groceries, I find a little bit more expensive out here actually. As a family of 4, I would probably budget about $1,500 a month on groceries. But if you're shopping at bougie places, and Fortino's is expensive as well, versus Walmart, you've got $4.99 for strawberries versus $6.99 at Fortino's. If you've got childcare, hopefully that daycare is on the government programming and you got the $22 a day, which is great. But if you've got 2 kids in the daycare, that's an easy $1,000 a month. Also, extracurricular activities. You don't realize how much they cost until you're actually out here with your kids. So budget for that. And maintenance on your property, you definitely also need to budget for that. So if you don't want to cut your lawn every week, you can budget for a landscaper. But the good news here, as always, everywhere, property taxes are based on your assessed value, not your purchase price. So your taxes aren't going to be as steep as you think. So here are some mini myths I believed, and you probably do too. The first one is, we'll walk everywhere like we did downtown. Yeah, you'll walk a lot, but for fun. Groceries, you have to drive. If you have kids, you obviously still need a car. And then the second thing is, we'll save a ton on everything. You'll save time and sanity, but dollars, that depends on your coffee habits and your patio self-control. Another mini myth is we need 2 cars. Maybe, but if you're near a go and you're a hybrid worker, try 1 car and transit for the first 90 days and see if that actually makes more sense than buying a car. So to wrap up this video, would I do it again? Would I move to Oakville again? In a heartbeat. I love it out here and I will never leave, okay? Oakville gives you space, predictability, a nicer daily rhythm. You swap out that nightlife for lake life. There's time lost in traffic in Toronto, so you can come over here and maybe gain some time back. And sorry, but the whole can't find parking, I'm gonna be late, you find parking here in Oakville. It works. So if you're thinking about moving to Oakville and want to just have a chat about what life is like out here, click the link in my bio and we can definitely have a chat and I can walk you through everything. If you liked this video, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, so you don't miss any other of my Oakville videos coming up.